kick things off with our guest, Kaz, and then we'll go to Jaevon and Kevin to close things out in the same order that we just did for the last segment. So, Kaz, if you want to start us out with your top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL entering 2025.
All right. Okay. So I'm just gonna go in order straight through. All right. And just give probably on a few of these just a brief reasoning as to why. Some of them are going to be self-explanatory. But yeah, and if you guys at any point want to interject, please do. I have no problem elaborating. So number one, I'm still sticking with Mahomes. I'm still the best quarterback in the NFL for, I think, obvious reasons. He was just in another Super Bowl, whether he won or not. The dude lives in the Super Bowl. Like, he did it without Rashee Rice. The dude's, he's the best. He's the best right now. He just is. Number two, I'm running with Lamar. I understand Josh Allen did just come off of an MVP season, but Lamar has two of them. And when you compare Lamar to Josh Allen and vice versa, you watch him play. Give me the guy who I know for a fact can make more things happen outside of just barreling people over because I'm large. That's not a jab at Josh Allen. Like, he's obviously an amazing quarterback. He's not somebody who has had a crazy supporting cast, but he's had solid teams. He definitely is the best player on their team without a doubt. Lamar had Derrick Henry in the backfield last year, and still he had to be the guy to make the plays when it's all said and done. So Lamar 2 years ago coming off an MVP caliber season or MVP season. 2 years later, I still think that he's number two. I think that he's probably the most dynamic quarterback in the NFL when it comes to absolutely everything. Number three, I'll go with Josh Allen. Very consistent. If you look at the stats, I mean, the guys went in the last 5 years under 4,000 yards only one time. Every other year, he's been over 4,000 yards. I think that he's a quarterback out of the top five that probably has had the least amount of weapons. Lamar probably has had the least amount of weapons, but at the same time, Lamar has had great defenses. Lamar, as of last year, obviously he has Zay Flowers. He had Derrick Henry. So, I mean, we got to factor that in. The best that Josh Allen's ever had is probably Stephon Diggs. James Cook's great. Dalton Kincaid, he's a guy who's going to keep getting better and better every year. But honestly, it has, again, just been Josh Allen. So I'll stick him at my number three. Number four, it was hard to put him here, but the stats are there, and he's a damn good quarterback, and that's going to be Joe Burrow. I got Joe Burrow at 4. Sorry, Kevin. I got Joe Burrow at 4.
Kev, let me interject just for the audio only listeners right now. Kevin just did a full face palm to Joe Burrow being number 4. Okay, now proceed, Kaz.
Yeah, no, of course. And here's the thing. I'm gonna give Joe Burrow the same credit as the same way I would give Jalen Hurts credit. And that is because we're not gonna act like he doesn't have guys that are making him a very, very good quarterback. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Same with Jalen Hurts. It's like we're not gonna act like it's Jalen Hurts making A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Like, he's not making them better. They're complementing each other very well. So I don't want to take too much from Joe Burrow saying, well, you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Well, you still are getting them the ball, and you're putting up a lot of yards, and it's been very consistent, and you've been to a Super Bowl. So I think he's had 1, maybe 2 down years. He tore his ACL, and then he had the thumb injury. But every year that he's played, the stats don't lie. Number 5, which I went back and forth, I'm going Jalen Hurts. He's a guy who, as being an Eagles fan, I'm just like, it kind of stinks when you do have a great team. It really does, because no matter how well someone plays, there's always going to be that, but you have this. And that's what sucks. In football, especially football, every other sport's different, but football, especially when we're talking about quarterbacks, it's all about who does he have around him. Well, he's got this guy and that guy, that guy. Okay, if you don't have this guy, then who does he have around him? Well, he has a top 5 defense. Okay, besides that, who does he have around him? Well, he has a top offensive line. Quarterbacks can never win unless you're doing it with nothing. That's just the way that people judge quarterbacks, and it is what it is. So, again, Hurts doesn't make Smitty and A.J. Brown who A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are. Devonta Smith is a Heisman Trophy winner. Devonta Smith is a number 1 draft pick. A.J. Brown, I believe he was also a number 1 draft pick as well. A.J. Brown's coming from Tennessee Titans. We traded a number 1 draft pick for him. Like when I say number one, I mean like first round. But like these guys are great. I also think Jalen Hurts is great. Jalen Hurts has made strides since all the adversity he's faced in college to the point where he's at now, and his playoff performance is bar none. It's some of the best that we've ever seen out of any current quarterback right now, if not the best. Every time he's in a playoff, he just shows up, and it's big time. And anybody denying that is just purely a hater. So if you got Hurts outside of your top five, I'm sorry at this point. That's just you got to talk to your shrink. Number 6, this one's going to get me in a lot of trouble. But I'm going based off of the stats and the fact this guy has done a lot with barely anything, literally barely anything. And my number 6, I put Herbert there. And I think last year I had Herbert around that same area as well. And if you look at Herbert's teams, first off, his stats, we don't want to talk about that. We've seen the dude put up 5,000 yards in a season, which no quarterback on this list, besides I think Burrow did, maybe. Did Dak break into 5,000? I can't remember. And then I'm pretty sure Mahomes has never. Maybe Mahomes did one time. I think one time. So that is a massive, massive feat to accomplish. And not only that, he's done that and then close to that for multiple years with Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, who's a good receiver, but he was a rookie, and an aging Keenan Allen, a terrible offensive line until they got Rashawn Slater, who got hurt. Then they went, they got Rashawn Slater, then he got hurt, and then they went ahead and got Joe Alt, who's obviously a great tackle, but he's always had just piece around him missing. His defense has been very, very questionable. They got a couple notable guys on defense, but they got an aging Khalil Mack. They got a Joey Bosa who can't stay healthy. The dude is who is helping him, honestly? Like who? And so with Herbert being able to put up numbers that he puts up, he's a guy that I think that if he was on almost any other team, he would take another step forward and win a lot more games than they do on the Chargers. Number 7, I got Stafford. He's just a very consistent quarterback. He's been that way his entire year. You can't deny the consistency. In recent years, Super Bowl champion. And I just think it's just self-explanatory. Stafford just got to be your top 10. Number 8, the 8, 9, and 10, I kind of like shuffled a little bit. But number 8, I put Dak there. I'm not going to deny the fact. Yep, I put Dak there. I'm not going to deny the fact that he has, before pretty much losing a lot this past season. And I mean, he went from having a prime Zeke to a Tony Pollard who had one good season to becoming nothing to a losing Amari Cooper to not having Michael Gallup because of a torn ACL to, you know, we can bag on Dak a lot, but I can't deny the tremendous numbers. I can't. You know what I mean? The numbers are huge when he's on, he's on. He's a really good regular season quarterback, and you can't deny that. So Dak, I think he has to be in your top 8. I can't take a down year when he didn't have pretty much anybody besides CeeDee Lamb, who how many weeks was he out this year? Does anybody remember?
Too many.
No, I don't remember precisely. I think
but
3 to 4.
But regardless, it's like I got to put him there. As much as I hate the Cowboys, I got to put him there. Now, if we're talking about this playoffs, different story. But regular season, overall quarterback, putting up numbers, getting the yards, he's there. Number 9, going Baker. I think Baker, he's proven himself very well. I thought I was out on Baker years ago. He's revitalized his career. He has a contract for a reason. I think that Baker is he's solid, man. He's a gamer, bro. And I feel like he's gaming harder than ever right now. He really is. So Baker's number 9. And number 10.
Don't you say it.
I'm waiting.
It probably should be CJ Stroud, but I put Brock Purdy.
All right, thank you.
I put Brock Purdy.
So just for questions, you didn't mention Jaden Daniels, did you?
No. I did not mention Jaden Daniels. I did not. I'm not doing because the same reason why I didn't mention CJ Stroud. Amazing rookie year. You did make it to the MC Championship game, and you got that ass whooped. So who's to say that wasn't kind of
he got a game against you? I'm just saying, like, got a game.
No, he got a game against. He got a Kenny Pickett, and Devonta Smith dropped the ball and they lost. So it is what it is. Okay, look, check it out.
Was that Super Bowl?
This dude said Big Cock Brock. Oh my God. Okay.
That's Kevin's dad.
Oh my God. Okay.
49ers
So
fan. We appreciate you, Smooth.
so I shuffled between honestly, like the bottom, like probably 8 to like 13. I'm like, okay, I don't really know where I'm gonna put these guys, but I like my list though. Someone in my chat says Hurts is not top 5, you crackhead. I think that's crazy.
Wow.
I think that's crazy.
So I guess he's definitely a Cowboys fan.
He's definitely a Cowboys fan.
Definitely.
That
Or
to me
Niners
is-
fan.
That to me is crazy. What more does this guy have to do, bro? Like, god damn. God, like, damn. I had Jalen Hurts my number 2 after the 2023 season when we made it. Okay, I knocked my boy back a couple notches. God damn. Yeah, man. Jalen Hurts top 5, man. And hear me out. Kevin, I'm sorry, bro. I had to do it, but 3 to 5, we can move some things around if we really wanted to. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I'm going to say 5 and just keep it at that for Jalen Hurts.
Well, you putting Purdy at 10, I know got Toddy and Shaun riled up.
Hey, well, I'm just glad that he was included because I thought he was going to be omitted.
You got to think, CJ Stroud, one good year, down year. We got to see it this year. Jaden Daniels, one good year. I'm not hopping on that shit yet. I'm not doing it yet. We've seen it
Way to stay on 10
You know
toes.
what I'm saying? Purdy has been around for a little bit. He has for a little bit, and he got guys around him, but, I mean, he's not a turnover machine. He gets the guys the balls that need the balls. Okay? When you got good play, it's the same thing. It's kind of the same thing with Hurts, except for Hurts is better. But it's like,
do not put Purdy and Hurts
if you got guys around you where it's like, okay, CMC, a top running back in the NFL, George Kittle, a top tight end, had a tremendous year. Okay. Jawan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, and then Debo, even though Debo's not as good as everybody made him see, he's still a solid wide receiver. It's like, you better be able to get these guys the ball. That's all I'm saying. And I think Purdy does a good job of doing that. I think he's a great game manager. I do.
And Kaz, also in our comments, this one's via Twitch from Nikki Varee, says, I like the Dragon Ball Z poster. So
big time. We got a bunch of those. We got Goku, we got Boo, we got Cell, we got Gohan, Vegeta. Yeah, we got all that stuff.
And see, this is why everyone needs to tune in on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube, so then you can see us and see the backgrounds as well. Hopefully I'll have a better background soon than just my blinds. But anyways, newly 27-year-old Jaevon Toddy, who just celebrated a birthday on July 10th. Happy belated birthday to Jaevon.
Happy belated, dog.
I want to, and for the audio-only listeners, you just missed a chalk toss from Jaevon. This is the stuff that you're missing if you're not watching. But anyways, Jaevon, what's your top 10?
Blasphemy coming in here.
Number 1, I got Josh. He's won MVP.
Number 1 what?
Yeah. Quarterback. Josh.
And Kaz just took off his glasses.
Josh Allen. 2, I got Patty. I mean, he's always going to be 1 or 2 pretty much any year. He was just in the Super Bowl, and he almost repeated last year. Yeah. Then I have Lamar at 3. Lamar is consistently pretty much almost – he probably should have won MVP last year, but his stats were pretty much better. I don't know. He played half good in that playoff game that they lost. So in the first half, he played like shit, and then in the second half, he nearly brought his team back single-handedly by himself. But basically the first half of that divisional round divisional round was so bad that it was too tough to overcome. 4th, I have Joe. He's going to put up stats out the ass every single year. He's basically going to average 4,000 yards every year. He's got Monster on one side, Lambo on the other side. You guys just go do it. You see what the Bengals value when they sign guys like Jamar and T. Higgins in the offseason. They announced both of the deals at the same time, which is kind of crazy. So Joe's going to be he's going to be in the conversation every year. I get their team was not good, but I'm sorry he does not play defense. The Bengals their organization is very strange on how they handle their things. Like The guy that they drafted, Shamar Stewart, out of A&M. He's
Yeah.
still in contract talks. Probably, I saw something that he could possibly go back to college, but I don't know how that could work.
I think he could just go into the draft next year.
Just go
or
play in
something like that.
the Canadian League or the XFL or something.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be nuts to see him in the XFL.
Joe's gonna be in that top 3-4 every year. I mean, a couple years ago he was in the Super Bowl. Last year they're gonna go to the AFC Championship or not make the playoffs, and last year their team just wasn't good enough. I got Hurts at what is this, 5? I mean, he just won Super Bowl MVP. He's
respect that, dog. I got cats.
I
got cats right now. Got him out of the top 10. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's better than Kevin said. He's better. He's taking on all these historical quarterbacks. He's better than this guy. He's better than this guy. I'm taking Jalen Hurts every single day of the week. Give me Jalen Hurts. He's not better than Cam Newton. I'm sorry, Kevin. But I think he's a really good quarterback. I mean, had a lot. Saquon did rush for 2,000. He's got AJ. He does have Devonta Smith. I thought their defense was very good last year. Those two rookies just came in and they balled. You obviously have Jalen Carter, who Kevin says next to Aaron Donald. I don't know what you want me to say. He's a good quarterback. I'm not one of these guys that was going to come out here and say Jalen Hurts is carried by everybody. He was carried a little bit, but I mean, the team was really good. But he was the guy out there throwing bombs to Quez Watkins and who was he? No, it wasn't Quez Watkins. It was what's the guy y'all got from the Commanders last year? And I was like, he gonna be
Jahan Dotson.
Oh, yeah, Dotson. He threw the bomb to Dotson to start the game off. And I was like, that's Jahan Dotson anytime touchdown. No, yeah, Hurts is, and just the way that he carries himself, he's a leader of men. He's one of those guys in the locker room that you just respect at all times, and I think he's running the show there. And yeah, the Eagles are just going to be good for as long as he's the quarterback. So I think I'm at 6 now. 6. I got JD 5. I think JD is. You take your team to the NFC Championship and you're a rookie. Got my respect, big dog. I think JD is going to be the one. He's where this is supposed to be Caleb's spot, but Caleb has some things. You had to go into the rehab. Got Ben Johnson coming back. You feel me? This was top 15. He might be in there still, but nah, JD, man, he had Terry McLaurin last year. Can you guys name JD's other receivers besides Terry McLaurin?
McCaffrey's little brother.
Yeah, Luke.
Kwame Brown. Zach Ertz.
Did you say Kwame Brown?
De'Ami Brown.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, and then isn't Noah Brown on the Commanders too?
Noah Brown, McCaffrey's brother.
All the names. The point is, he carried this team on his back.
The point is, we know ball.
Backpacked his team to the NFC Championship, and if you're they went through the Lions on the road. And the Lions were supposed to be that. They were supposed to be the Lions are going to be. JD went up to Detroit and said, "Who?"
They were who I picked to win the Super Bowl.
They went through. Come on now, that's scary. And their offense wasn't that good last year. And JD was out there slinging it. So another year, same old coordinator. You get a guy in Deebo Samuel. Hopefully, Terry McLaurin's back. That's something, nothing to kind of glide over. But yeah, I'm interested in what JD does coming into next year. 7, I got Matt Stafford. A lot of people say the Twitter streets say, if there wasn't any snow in Philadelphia, Stafford would have took it home. They would have beat the Eagles. They were marching. They was down the field, last second drive. If they would have, yeah.
We beat them by 17 in the dome. No snow.
But that's not that wasn't the game.
But you said no snow. You said. You didn't say because it was the NFC Championship game they lost. You said because of the snow.
In the
so make sure you go to Twitterverse. We went to their crib and beat the shit out of them. I was at the game. Fans leaving the third quarter.
Kevin said, I was there.
I was there. I was telling them bye. Thanks for having us.
The Rams last year started really bad. And in a division that was kind of very NFC East-ish last year, they kind of came out and they won that division. And I think it has to do a lot to do with Stafford. They have a lot of young guys on their team. And I feel like Puka Nacua missed a little bit of time. Cooper Kupp really wasn't what he wanted to be. Demarcus Robinson was down on the 49ers, had 7 touchdowns. So I think Stafford, at the age that he's at and what he's still able to do, is pretty scary. And, I mean, he just got an extension, $100 million extension this past offseason. He was one of those guys that you were like, if Stafford could go here, or if he could go this team could be a contender. So I feel like pretty much with all of these quarterbacks, if they're on your team, you have a shot to win the title, I believe. And Stafford has obviously won a championship, wasted his years away in Detroit. So when you see him get paired with a guy in Shaun McVay, who's an offensive genius, and you build a solid defense around him, he can make some plays happen. And, he can throw no-look passes too. I get it. He's not Patrick Mahomes, but he's still pretty good. But yeah, I got Matt Stafford at 7. What were we at? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You should be at 8.
I'm at. Yep, this is 8. I got Big Cock Brock at 8. Just signed $250. Had a down year last year, but in a down year, still threw for 3,800 yards. Completed 65% of his passes. The jury's going to be out on him because people are like, oh, his team was. I want to interject. I was talking to a guy in the league who may or may not play for the Cardinals, may or may not have been on the show. Had some words for San Francisco 49ers. I was like, hey, Shaun mentioned that I just celebrated 27th birthday. Hits me up and goes, hey, cuz, happy birthday, man. Appreciate it. Hey, man, I appreciate that, bottom of my heart. But we're going 2-0 against you this year. He said, yeah, ain't going to happen. All that shit y'all do, yeah, you guys are cheeks. He straight up said you guys are cheeks. Without McCaffrey, you're nothing. He goes down, you're cooked. And I said, hey, man, we got Brock. And Brock we trust. He said, ain't no Debo ain't going to save y'all. McCaffrey goes down, you're cooked. He needs them. He ain't like that. I said, all right. Then he called him Derek Carr. Herbert.
Wow.
Hit me in my gut.
Wow.
But then I started looking at Derek Carr's numbers. I started looking at his Raiders. Derek Carr's putting up numbers with the Raiders.
Hey, Derek Carr, if he didn't get hurt, he would have won MVP in 2016.
Say that about Jalen Hurts. And Carson Wentz. Say the same thing.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy was once upon a time in MVP conversations. Brock Purdy has been to 2 NFC championships, been to a Super Bowl, was winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and then we chose to take the ball first and gave Patrick Mahomes a chance to score. Had the chance. It was right there. It was there for the taking. Brock is a guy in this league, you can win a champion. You can win a Super Bowl with this guy. He's proven that you can get there. It's only bound to happen. In his first couple of years, he's been to 2 NFC championships, been to a Super Bowl. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards. He threw 4,200 yards in 2023. So it's not like he can't put up numbers. The guy can flat out ball. From being the last pick in the draft to $250+ million contract, come on, man, proof's in the pudding. So I get now this year, you're the one who's throwing the balls. It ain't gonna be Jaevon. Jaevon wants a contract. It ain't gonna be IU. IU's hurt. What Ricky Pearsall? What's he done? Got a lot of young guys out there. Still got George Kittle, Hall of Fame tight end. Don't know if you heard of him. Christian McCaffrey is gonna be coming out the backfield. Ricky, banking on Ricky to have a good year. He's gotta be up there. My boy J.Y. Watkins at Ole Miss. You say who now? You're going to be one of them guys. You're going to be looking at, who's that? I need him in fantasy. So.
You will not be a single Niners player on my fantasy team.
Okay, you can say that.
It's your loss.
Say that now. Okay, say that now. Pick him up a waiver wire. So, I got Brock at 8. All right, I feel like I'm spending a lot of time on these guys. 9, we're going to go. 9, I got Jared Goff. I thought Goff played really well last year. I kind of went back and forth on him and Baker in this spot. But I just think Goff he was kind of thrown to the side by McVay a couple of years ago when they made that trade for Stafford after he had just went to a Super Bowl. Goff's his completion percentage has been through the roof the past couple of years. He's been dealing to guys like Amon-Ra. You got Sam Laporta. And I think he's just been a very poised quarterback. Now, a lot of people are going to say he's playing indoors. He's doing this. He's doing that. A couple outdoor games, I thought he played really well last year. And I think Goff is just one of those guys, can get guys the ball, get guys in space. And I think he's one of those guys who's really, really accurate. And I think the Lions, when he's at under center, are always going to have a chance to win week in and week out. So I do have Jared Goff at number 9. At 10, I got my boy Stroud. I thought C.J. Stroud had a bit of a down year last year, but his whole goddamn receiving core went down. Like, what do you want him to do? I mean, shit, he's out there. Who is he throwing to be a cab out there? He signed a guy. Who's the guy that played literally for 3 teams last year? Deontay Johnson did do come on, what are we doing? And I mean, when Steph was out there, when his whole receiving core was out there, he looked pretty right. So I think injuries did play a part in how well he could have played last year, but still won a playoff game last year. A lot of guys had the Chargers, including myself, winning that game. I do think the defense played a big part in them end up getting that win during Wild Card Weekend because Herbert threw like 4 picks. Herbert was a guy that I kind of went back and forth on being on this list because I feel like he's a really, really good regular season quarterback. But we've seen kind of time and time again, hey, you get to the playoffs, what you gonna do? You can't be throwing picks, can't be blowing leads. It gets ugly for him. A guy I really wanted to put on this list was Baker Mayfield because he's proven that he can get to the playoffs and can win games.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. I was waiting to hear it.
Baker, honorable mention, Baker. I thought about, like I already mentioned, Justin Herbert. I thought about Jordan Love, just given. He got paid a lot of money off of one really good year, so I'm like, I don't really know. Yeah, that was my top 10. I mean, I could go back over it just for clip purposes for Kev. 1, I have Josh. 2, Patty. Lamar. 3, Joe Burrow. At 4, 5, I got Jalen Hurts. 6, I got JD. 5, Jaden Daniels. 7, Matt Stafford. 8, Brock Purdy. 9, Jared Goff. 10, CJ Stroud.
Ooh, and Baker Mayfield as the honorable mention.
Bro, you got Allen number 1, dog. My chat about exploded when they heard that.
He won MVP last year. Like, what do you want me to do? That don't mean shit, I
Mahomes?
guess. It don't mean nothing.
That's like, well, I mean, I feel like Tom Brady at his prime, people might have said like Peyton Manning over him. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen is necessarily Peyton Manning, but you guys get the point. All right, Kevin, now is your time. You wanted to go after Toddy. And yeah, and I'm looking forward to not hearing Brock Purdy in your top 10 because I feel like I can expect that. And so, Kevin, the floor is yours. What's your top 10 list?
All right, Kevin, let me need your full attention here. Someone has to come on here and give love to where love is deserved, so I'm going to have to come on here and give that love. Number one, I thought all of us were going to have the same number one. Toddy just, reached into left field and said Josh Allen. So the number one best quarterback in the NFL, I have Patrick Mahomes. It's the Chiefs Invitational for the Super Bowl every year.
AFC Championship?
AFC Championship, Super Bowl, everything. It's the Patrick Mahomes Invitational. Right. He gets there every year. Number two, Josh Allen. Why? Without Josh Allen, this team wins 2 games, maybe 3. He consistently wins them 11-plus wins and a division championship every year. It's like saying the sky's going to be blue. Josh Allen in the playoffs, 11 wins, division win. It just comes out. It just comes out the tongue, off the tip of your tongue, just fluidly. Number 3, Kaz Johnson. We have Mr. Jalen Hurts. Why is Jalen Hurts number 3? There's a lot of guys you haven't mentioned. Some quarterbacks win you games. Some other quarterbacks you lose because of that quarterback. And every other quarterback I'm going to mention after this, you lose because of. We win because Jalen Hurts is our quarterback. Not only is he a Super Bowl MVP, not only has he been in 2 Super Bowls. Before Jalen Hurts, there was a long list of guys that made it once and never went back. A lot of guys I'm going to mention on this list have not beat Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts has not done it once. He has not done it twice. Once in the Super Bowl and once in Mile High. What else can he do? He was 2 games away from our first Super Bowl without he was a win MVP. He don't get hurt. He has the MVP trophy. Number 4, Lamar Jackson. Great guy. 17 games. He's amazing.
Great guy.
18, 19, 20. Bryce Young. Toddy gave him a lot of love. That playoff game, he played a half a good game. Atrocious. Every year, you get this, you get that, you get this, you get that. Same result. At some point or another, you're going to have to look number 15 in the eye and say, I'm going to beat you. And he's only done it once. And they get to play once or twice a year. Jalen Hurts don't see him that often. Number 5, Joe Burrow. Why is Joe Burrow number 5? Magical run. He cannot consistently get his team into the playoffs. Everybody I mentioned beforehand, without the weapons, they're going to the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes didn't have the weapons all the time. Josh Allen doesn't have the weapons all the time. Jalen Hurts took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Sean Stanford guy, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, Miles Booby Sanders to the playoffs. I'm just saying, if you one of those guys, you get to the playoffs. Joe Burrow always puts up the numbers, and he can't win games. So, are you the Dak Prescott of the AFC? Guess we'll never know. Next name, Jaden Daniels. Let's go ahead and say what it was. For the team that took the Washington Commanders, a team out of misery, you would have thought that's where people go die. To the NFC Championship, hell of a rookie season. I'm really hoping he doesn't fall off like CJ Stroud, but they got a lot of things going over there.
They got film on them, Kev.
As a division rival, I'm just going to let you guys know the game you beat us was your Super Bowl, and I'm happy you did it. Kenny Pickett ain't coming out next season. I'm going to leave it at that. Number 7, Justin Herbert. The white version of Lamar Jackson. 17 weeks, Superman. MVP conversations. As soon as you hear the na-na-na, playoff football, Bryce Young. Interceptions, fumbles. He had 4 interceptions in one game.
And Bryce Young was playing good down the stretch last
My gosh. Bryce Young, playoffs. Him and
Jalen. I say I'm hollering, bro. I'm hollering right now, dog.
Him and Lamar Jackson. When it comes down to it, Bryce Young Jamarcus Russell, just throwaways.
No.
At number, what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At 8, I have the one and only Baker Mayfield. We have seen him take the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Browns. The fans show up with trash bags on their heads. Baker Mayfield, through and through, whatever you give him, he's going to get you over that finish line. At 9, I'm going to show love to the OG, Matthew Stafford. Unexplanatory. He goes out there, he does what he does. I know the Twitterverse says if it wasn't snowing, they would have beat the Eagles. That's far from the truth. And then at 10, I think 10 is the rotating spot. I think those 9 are solidified. 10, you can throw in a Brock Purdy. You can throw in a Dak Prescott. You can throw in a C.J. Stroud. Unfortunately, my number 10 is Dak Prescott. He's always going to put up the numbers. He's got to have the numbers to show that he's a top 10 quarterback. And I know Toddy's face, for the audio-only listeners, he scratches his head. No Brock Purdy? No Brock Purdy? Last year, we saw him without his shiny toys, top 10 pick. This year, his number one option was to payday. Brandon Ayuk ain't playing until week 7. Is white boy Rick going to do it? Demarcus Robinson is going to war with a DUI case, might be getting suspended. And
He's
then
miss 3 games.
Jacob Counting, 5'9", 172 pounds, baby. Woo-wee! We saw what Brock Purdy looked like without his shiny toys. Now he got the toys of misfit. So no shiny toys, top 10 pick. This team
Shaun is showing a graphic of all the Niners receivers.
Not top 5 pick, guaranteed. I know CMC's back. That boy ain't played a full season in a minute. Travis Kelce.
2023 was the last year.
And that was not 1, 2 years ago. You know who was good 2 years ago? Deebo Samuel. What we say about him now?
Oh man, just see it, just fall out.
So running through this top 10 quarterbacks: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, the one and only Jalen Hurts at 3, Lamar Jackson at 4, Joe Burrow 5, Jaden Daniels 6, Justin Herbert at 7, Baker at 8, Matthew Stafford at 9, and at 10 we have the horrible quarterback in Dak Prescott.
I just realized something when you mentioned Debo. He's shaped like a rubber duck. Wow, my bad. I don't know. My bad.
Just because you said that, Debo's gonna give y'all 4 touchdowns this year.
Oh my gosh, 4 jet sweeps at the 1-yard line. Oh boy, I'm shaking in my boots.
All right, you know what's crazy is so far all of our list is so fucking different. I can't wait to see what Shaun's is. I feel like Shaun's gonna be like the middleman. I feel like he's gonna be the glue.
I just want you to know, in the group chat a couple days ago, he said Purdy was top 5. So I don't know what the hell you're about to hear.
Whoa. Oh, God.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Here we go.
You think your Twitch fans went crazy for Cat or Toddy? Just wait till you hear this.
Okay, so Kevin, when I troll, you take it as fact, and when I troll,
that's not troll. That's half troll and half pride.
By the end of the discussion, I said I'm allowed to troll too, and you love the message because you're the king troll. But when I troll, it becomes my real opinion.
But when it's one of your favorite teams, it's like half troll, half seriousness.
Kevin is
my God,
100% troll.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta watch what I say because it's gonna become a fact.
That's what it's about the Niners, bro. It's half and half.
I got some on my chat. They got Dak Prescott at number 5.
Wow.
Oof. That's the Cowboys fan who couldn't stand Jalen Hurts in the top 10. All right. So I kind of went back and forth on where I was going to put Jalen Hurts. I'll get to my list, and it's similar to what has been said. I think Kaz nailed it just in terms of me kind of being the middleman here and kind of the glue, bringing everyone's list together. So, yeah, Jaevon kind of went off into left field. Patrick Mahomes is number 1. He's, as Gary would say, he's the baby goat. Yeah, Jalen Hurts just got the best of him, and so there might be some recency bias. I went to dinner last night, and I was wearing a 49ers shirt and hat, and the cashier said, like, oh, so you like the 49ers? I was like, yeah, and he started chatting me up, and he was like, that Super Bowl was great, wasn't it? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't like the Eagles either, so it wasn't great in general, but he was like, yeah, but Mahomes, he got waxed. And I was like, yeah, that was cool to see, but I don't like the Eagles, so it's lose-lose. And so, so anyways, aside from the recent Super Bowl loss, I mean, we think back to Patrick Mahomes' other Super Bowl loss, he got smacked by the Bucs too. So if Mahomes is going to lose, he's going to lose big. But he's still number one. Then number two, I'm going Josh Allen, reigning, defending, undisputed MVP. Number three,
MVP means nothing anymore.
Well, I mean, Toddy, when you got a guy who has been at the mountaintop forever, it's going to take more than one season. And I understand that Josh Allen has been great for more than one season, but it would take him either winning a Super Bowl or going back-to-back as MVP. Because when Lamar got that second MVP, that's when people started to look at him differently until the postseason started. And so now speaking of Lamar, because of his non-success in the postseason, I wanted to put him lower on this list. But just given his overall skill set, and if you ask me right now, if there's a quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes that I would want to be on my team, I'd go with Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen. I gave Josh Allen that number 2 spot out of respect for him being the reigning MVP. But I got Lamar Jackson at number 3. Number 4, similar to Kaz, I got Joe Burrow at number 4. I mean, Joe Burrow, he has, like, we're about to watch. I haven't watched it at all yet on Netflix.
It's a great show.
Quarterback, yeah. But I did see a clip from when the Bengals played the Titans this past season, and they won by like 10 points, and Joe Burrow was pissed because he's like, we suck, we're terrible, and he couldn't be happy about the win. Like, Joe Burrow
won that game, by the way. They covered the spread.
Nice. Joe Burrow should have stayed at The Ohio State University, but they did him wrong, and they made him go off to LSU and become a star. And to me, Joe Burrow, if he had a competent defense, then the Bengals may have already gotten back to a Super Bowl at this point. And so I got Joe Burrow at number 4. Number 5, I got Jalen Hurts. I was going back and forth. Kevin, I even thought about Jalen Hurts up at number 3, just like you did. But I had Jalen Hurts at number 5. Maybe it's my bias putting Jackson and Burrow ahead of him. But I got Jalen Hurts at number 5. Number 6, I got Justin Herbert. So my list is actually pretty similar to Kaz. The back end of it is where it kind of veers off. But I got Justin Herbert at number 6. Justin Herbert is very similar to me to a Joe Burrow, where if the team around him was better, like how Kevin talks about, like Brock Purdy is what he is just because of his shiny toys around him. If Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow, I mean, Joe Burrow has 2 shiny toys. If Justin Herbert had better weapons around him and Ladd McConkey didn't have to emerge as the wide receiver 1, then I feel like Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh would end up having a lot more success. Number 7, he's not top 5, but he's number 7. I got Big Cock Brock Purdy at number 7 on my list. Kevin, you already ran down everything that has to do with the 49ers wide receiver room and how it just looks so grim right now. And so Kevin already said it, and I had to show that graphic on the screen, Toddy, because when he talked about Jacob Cowing be 5'9", 172 pounds, like I was literally looking right at the graphic. And then for Ricky Pearsall, it said shot 11 months ago. And so that's the state of the 49ers wide receiver room. But even with that being the reality for the 49ers, George Kittle is still a top 5 tight end in the NFL. You can argue whether if he's a top 3 tight end or not. Christian McCaffrey is still a top 5 running back in the NFL. His availability is a question. Kevin, I had to fact check you, as Toddy already did, that Christian McCaffrey played a full season in 2023. So it's not like it's been that long. It's 2025. So there was one season. You're talking like it was 10. And so, anyways, point being, Christian McCaffrey's back. George Kittle's there. The 49ers, Juwan Jennings will be there. He wants to get paid because he wants to capitalize on the best season of his career, in which he should have had 1,000 yards, but he got ejected from that Cardinals game over some nonsense. And so the Niners will be fine. I don't know if I'm confident in saying that they'll even get to the NFC Championship game, but the 49ers will get back to the playoffs this upcoming season. And Brock Purdy will be a big reason why. And that's why I got him at number 7. Number 8, you see the jersey. C.J. Stroud coming in at number 8. Yeah, he had a bit of a sophomore slump, but like, let's remember what was going on around him, because you had Tank Dell get hurt. You had Stephon Diggs kind of fading into the distance. And now we see what Stephon Diggs is doing as a member of the New England Patriots. And so I'm very confident.
Diggs got hurt too. He got hurt as well. Diggs got hurt as well.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And so Diggs was hurt. He was just not contributing to the level that we had expected him to and become accustomed to. And so CJ Stroud had a bit of a sophomore slump, but based on what I saw from him in year 1, I'm very confident that he's going to maintain being a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And that's why I have him at number 8. I will say before I finish my list that I'm disappointed that I didn't hear Caleb Williams in Jaevon's top 10, but I shall continue. Number 9, Jaden Daniels. As has been said earlier, Jaden Daniels leading the Commanders, a team that was left for dead, to the NFC Championship game. And yeah, they got smacked by the future Super Bowl champions. But for Jaden Daniels to come in year 1 and to lead his team that far, when we saw a guy like Caleb Williams, Toddy's guy, who he was saying as a sophomore at USC was top 15 in the NFL as a sophomore at USC. Yeah, okay, well, he's not back enough right now for him to be in your top 10. And so for Caleb Williams, and let's not forget, Caleb Williams had weapons on his team. Like they drafted Rome Odunze right next to him. They had brought in DJ Moore. And so wasn't it Keenan Allen as well? Allen. Yeah, thank you.
They brought in Keenan Allen. Yeah,
exactly. And so he had weapons around him, and the Bears were the Bears. Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels over in DC led the Durs to the NFC Championship game, and that's why he comes in at number 9. Finally, number 10, I was torn. Names like Baker Mayfield come to mind, Dak Prescott, who continues to produce during the regular season and not so much in the playoffs. There was a lot of names that came to mind for me here, but ultimately, I'm going to go with Jared Goff, because Jared Goff really stands out to me in terms of his efficiency. Like, he had that one game where he started 18 for 18, and Jared Goff may be classified as a game manager. He's not in that top 5 echelon of guys that will go out and win you a game, but he's not necessarily going to lose you a game. And what Jared Goff has proven since he's been a Detroit Lion is why I wanted the 49ers to draft him in the 2016 draft, when the 49ers were moving on from Colin Kaepernick and we were looking for our franchise QB of the future.